Greg and I are off on another road trip today. Our initial plans kind of fell through and are having to be postponed for 2 weeks. So we have made an alternate plan, and we are heading in search of some waterfalls. So just as we're driving along, a little bit of information about this area. It is rich in Mennonite and Amish culture. The old order Mennonites, which you'll see here at the side of the road, they still drive horse and buggies. They do have some modern technology if it is directly related to their farming or their business. Although some still use workhorses and farm in the very traditional ways, others will have combines and tractors and things like that. As I said, if they contribute directly to their business, they will have some of the modern technology. So originally when the European settlers came, Arthur had a population of 22. But by 1900, their population had swelled to 1,500 people, partly due to the mills that had been built on the Conestoga River. The Toronto Grey Bruce train arrived in Arthur in 1872, and Arthur became one of the first villages in Ontario to have electricity, although people were only allowed to use it in the evenings. During World War II, 1 in 7 residents enlisted. 338 fought and 25 were killed in action. Arthur is known as Canada's most patriotic village for its massive support during World War II. The village does have a number of murals and veteran tributes, as well as self-guided historic walking tours. There are some really nice independent shops and restaurants here as well. Definitely worth coming for a visit. And as you see, it's a very small place, and we are already through the town and back out into the countryside. We just made a stop in Conn, Ontario at Misty Meadows Farm Market. We'll put some more information in the notes and some photos at the end. It is an incredible farm market. Beautiful fresh vegetables. We picked up peaches and corn. What else we got? Oh, potatoes and broccoli cut fresh from the field. There's home baking. It is cash only, but it is an absolute must visit if you're in this area of Ontario. Oh yes, and Greg wanted to say we also bought some maple butter tarts, which look incredible. Conn is just a little hamlet of a place. It used to be known as the Flower Village in Ontario because of the horticultural projects happening here. It is home to one of Canada's World War I Victoria Cross recipients as well. His name was Lieutenant Samuel Honey, and we really encourage you to Google his name and learn his story. His acts of bravery are absolutely astounding. We have just arrived at Hoggs Falls near Flesherton, Ontario, and we are going to just take a little hike to go and see the falls. The falls themselves sit on the Beaver River and have a 7 to 10 meter drop. And there's a lot of hikes as options here. We're going to probably just do a short hike because we have another falls that we are going to visit next. So we left Hoggs Falls, which was incredibly busy, and we have made the short drive to Eugenia Conservation Area to see Eugenia Falls. And here at the conservation area is also their war memorial. Eugenia is a small conservation area, or small community, and has the conservation area here in the Beaver Valley. It's pretty busy as well. Lots of people come to Eugenia for the lake, the falls, and all the Bruce Trail connections, as well as in the winter there's various ski resorts nearby. So we're standing at the top of Eugenia Falls, and there's an information board that says, one fall day in 1852, Mr. Brownlee, an early settler near the village of Flesherton, which we drove through earlier, set out hunting. By midday, 5 miles into the wilderness, he heard the faint sound of rushing water. With that sound as his guide, he eventually found himself on the edge of the great gorge before him. Let me turn around here and show you. And the water was plummeting 30 meters over the escarpment. He had discovered Eugenia Falls. And he named the falls after the wife of Napoleon III. The scene was wild and primitive when Brownlee was here, and soon he found himself back home telling his neighbors about the wonders of this waterfall. He returned to the falls with a neighbor, and they descended into the gorge to have a better look at the cascade. There they made a discovery that could have changed the course of history for Grey County, because among the large rocks they saw glints of yellow, and they thought they had found gold. Unfortunately, it turned out to be fool's gold. Just walking to another lookout so you can get a clear look at the full extent of the falls. It's a little rocky, but it's fine. It is very pretty here. Some of the paths are like this. Some of them are like the one that we just did to get to the falls, which you just have to watch your footing. And if it had been raining, I think you'd have to watch for it being quite slippery. We found Hoggs Falls. You definitely have to watch your footing. It's very slippery. So far, it's a little bit quieter here than Hoggs Falls, which is really nice. So now we've left the falls behind. We're walking along the river, and this is the ruins of the old power station that used to be here at Eugenia from 1895. So we've left Eugenia Falls, and we are now on County Road 13 in Grey County in Ontario. And we are heading through the Beaver Valley, which is really popular with hiking. There are ski resorts around here, and in the autumn, the fall colors are spectacular. There are actually bus or coach tours that come through this area in the autumn. As you can see that the road goes all the way up. It looks like it winds up in the clouds. And this road will take us all the way up to Meaford on Georgian Bay. Georgian Bay. We're approaching the town of Meaford. Meaford has a population of about 12,000 and sits on Nottawasaga Bay, which is a sub-basin of Georgian Bay and Owen Sound Bay. The Canadian military maintain a training facility near here. And Meaford's first European settlers came in the around 1845, 1850, and they came from Ireland. The town was named after the birthplace of the Admiral of the Fleet, John Jervis, who was the first Earl of St. Vincent. The village became a town in 1874 thanks to the arrival of the railway in 1872. The railway was supposed to continue on through the valley and through the escarpment to Owen Sound, but due to the challenges and financial issues, it never did move ahead, and the railway line ended here in Meaford. So we just enjoyed our lunch at the Leaky Canoe in Meaford. I've eaten there before, but it's a long time ago. Greg went all Canadian and had poutine for lunch, and I had fish and chips. So now we've just stopped down at the lake. This is Georgian Bay, which is as they call it, a huge scenic arm of Lake Huron. The water is usually quite chilly, but if you find some of the beaches where it's more shallow, it's really nice to swim in. Beautiful for boating, and the surrounding area at this time of year is very popular with cyclists, people hiking. Winter, it's ski heaven. So we're just going to take a little pause here, and then we're going to drive along Georgian Bay and head over to Thornbury for just a little look around there. It's another lovely town. And then we'll be heading back through the valley and heading for home. So we drove along the bay to Thornbury, Ontario. We stopped at Grandma Lamb's, which has been here for many decades and has amazing jams and fresh produce. And just as we got in the car, the rain came on. So we are coming through Thornbury. Now we are entering a small town called Clarksburg, and we are working our way back towards Eugenia and Flesherton. Some lovely homes in Clarksburg. So I think we'll wrap up our day here. We're back in Alma. Alma had its pioneer settlers arrive around 1840. Alexander McCrae and his wife settled here. They opened a store and they opened a post office. He became the postmaster. They originally named the hamlet McCrae's Corners. In 1854, though, it was renamed Alma after the Battle of Alma in the Crimean War. And the battle took place on September 20th in 1854. That is when the Allied forces defeated the Russians, but there was large casualties on both sides. In 1870, the Wellington, Grey, and Bruce Railway reached the town of Alma, and it became truly bustling with the population growing. The CNR took over the railway line, but abandoned it in 1983. The train station was destroyed, but this little replica of Steam Train 39 sits on the site of the old station. So we thought we'd stop here and take a look at the little train. Possibly with some original parts and some not so original. We've had a great day out, being all the way up to Georgian Bay and back, and exploring some little towns and some places I haven't been in about 30 years. And we hope you enjoy the video too. And we thank you for visiting our channel and watching it, and hope you visit the channel again.